messenger in Patrick Mahomes, who will become the youngest quarterback in NFL history to start 2 Super Bowls. So really, this game has everything. Shannon, which quarterback is under more pressure on Sunday?
Well, for me, I believe it's Brady, because Brady has the better team. He has the better roster. I understand that Patrick Mahomes is supposed to win this game. The bettors and Fox Bet and all these other booking houses says the Chiefs are a 3.5 favorite to win this game. But Skip's Bible, Pro Football Focus, said from top to bottom, the roster, Tampa has the better roster.
And Shannon disqualifies Pro Football Focus at every step.
I do.
Right?
But
okay.
Skip, but I said this even before I knew Pro Football Focus. I've been telling you, when you look at it from top to bottom, player for player, Tampa roster has better players overall. Now, Kansas City has the more high-profile players, the more explosive of the players. But player for player, I believe Tampa has the better of the group. And look, Tampa has won games this season in which Tom Brady hadn't played great. They did that, Skip. That's fact. How many times have the Chiefs won a game since he's been a starter in which Mahomes hadn't played great? Well, we have to go back and try to pillage through 3 years of work to find a game in which he hasn't played great.
Well, last year's Super Bowl.
He played great, Skip.
He didn't play great.
Skip, see, this is what I don't...
QBR. You don't like QBR.
This is what I don't get. A guy overcomes something. You always say, well, Tom Brady did this in the fourth quarter when he threw that interception. When Tom Brady did this in the first half, but in the game 4 quarters. Why is it when Patrick Mahomes plays bad in the first half of the first 3 quarters, overcome it, all you tend to do is focus on the negative, what he didn't do? Did he win?
He got away with a lucky completion for 44 yards to Cheetah on 3rd and 15 from his 35.
What about that lucky play?
7 minutes left.
What about that lucky play in the Super Bowl 28-3 when he threw the ball over the middle and the ball should have been intercepted, but it was caught by Edelman? Was that lucky? You never mentioned that.
No, I'll give you that one.
Okay.
Okay, but you're going to give me this one because that was a lucky throw.
That wasn't no lucky throw.
That was up for grabs.
Skip. How many get skipped? Bruce Arians said, there's a throw in the game that he hit McCole Hardman. He's backpedaling. He's retreating, hoping somebody gets open. Bruce Arians says there's not very many guys in the game. There's not been very many guys ever can retreat 20 yards and still throw it 30, 25 yards down the field.
Okay.
That's what he did. There are not very many guys that could have made that throw. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, because he can backfoot a lot of throws down the field. But there's not very many guys that can make that throw. He made an unbelievable play, Skip. I believe the pressure is on Brady.
You have to be extremely fortunate to throw a late third-quarter interception in a Super Bowl down 20-10, and then followed up on the very next possession with an early fourth-quarter interception in the Super Bowl down 20-10 and lived to tell about it. And you know why he lived to tell? Because San Francisco was stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, and he went 3 of 11 in the fourth quarter for a grand total of 36 yards with an interception and a cold miss of Emmanuel Sanders, who was at least a yard free at the goal line, and he missed him by 5 yards for what would have been the game-winning.
Well, what about Jared Goff?
What about him?
Tom Brady beat him for a Super Bowl. How good is he?
But we're talking about Mahomes and the pressure on him right now.
But hold on.
Okay, and you say they can't win with him being substandard. Well, he was, that's below average. His QBR was way below average.
But here's the thing, Skip. Because Tom Brady has been to 9 of these things previous, he's won 6 of them. He seems to be always in position to win, which adds pressure of expectation of winning. He went to Tampa for one reason. He saw the roster. He says, I can win a Super Bowl there. He gets to the Super Bowl in his first year. Don't you think that raises the bar? Don't you think that raises the level of expectation?
Absolutely zero. He has done what very, very few people, I being one of those, thought that he could or would do this year. He got that team to a Super Bowl after it went 7-9 last year. This is icing. This is gravy.
Skip.
This is just, hey, if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, well, who thought they'd be there in the first place?
This is what I don't get. I always hate it, Skip, because when they say you're playing with house money, if I win $1 million from the casino and I start gambling and I lose, that's my money. I won it. Now, if the house wins it back, what have I done? So you can't say that's house money. He got to that game. He went to Tampa to get to this game. And if he does not win it, it's a huge disappointment.
To him, it is. The only pressure on Tom Brady is what he inflicts upon himself, and that is severe pressure.
Thank you.
Okay? But he will be able to live up to it because that's pressure in your own mind. The biggest outside-in pressure is on the guy on the left, the guy flexing for us.
Why is it pressure on him?
That's what the world thinks of him, is that he's flexing. Because most of the world has already decided he is better than that number 12 over here.
Well, Skip, not in the totality. I mean, it's to be said, but he's a better quarterback right now than Tom Brady.
Well, that's what most people think. And by the way,
they're not wrong.
I spent all last night reading predictions just to get the flavor, the flow of how the media world was viewing this game. I'm going to say 75% of the media experts are picking Kansas City. And I know at ESPN, they asked 107 of their people to pick the game, and they actually broke it down, and exactly 75% of their people picked Kansas City to win this game. So when I told you, as we opened the show, I'm picking the upset, in most people's eyes, it would be a big upset if Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes at this stage of his career, because most people think Sunday night will launch a dynasty for Kansas City. Like, this will be the second, and then if they get this one, will they three-peat? Will they four-peat?
Right.
That will be the talk. If your guy wins on Sunday night, that will be the talk on this show on Monday. How many in a row can they win, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the pressure on him.
Ain't no pressure.
Yes, everybody's talking.
When you've done what he's accomplished so quickly, the pressure, once you go 5,000 yards passing in a season, your first year starting, 50 touchdowns, you win the MVP, and then you follow that up with the Super Bowl. Skip, what other pressure can there be added?
Okay, but what did Tom Brady say yesterday? I'm sure this drove you crazy too. We'll be better next year. Well, they will.
Yeah.
They'll definitely be better. And by the way, do not underestimate, at your own risk and peril, this story, because if Brady somehow pulls this one off, having gone 2 Brees, 2 Rodgers, and then beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, if he pulls that off, I think we might flip that script and start talking about a Tampa dynasty, his second dynasty. Is that possible? Because, hey,
if you say he's going to play more than, play longer than 45.
Hey, if he's going to play, I don't know, 3 more years, seriously, if he pulls this off and they're going to be better next year, could they win next year? Sure they could.
Yeah.
Could they maybe win 3 in a row? Sure they could.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think Kansas City, when they get their starters back, they get Fisher, they get Schwartz back, they get the guard back, do you think they'll be better?
Sure. I would hope so. All right. But that means, are you saying you're doubting that they're going to win this game?
No, Skip. Because somebody can be better, you can win, Skip. For me, I believe the 97 team was better than the 98 team, but some people believe the 98 team was better. Okay, fine. But because we had Zim, we had a 2-time all-decade player playing left tackle, and we had T-Bone, rest his soul, one of my teammates this past couple of weeks ago.
You're talking about Zimmer.
Gary Zimmer. At left tackle, and we had T-Bone, who was a Pro Bowl player at right tackle. Okay. We were loaded, so I felt the 97 team was better than the 98. Okay. But at the end of the day, Skip, we're going to talk about we get the 2021, 2022 Super Bowl a little later.
But how many of his teammates this Super Bowl week have proclaimed him the GOAT? They all have.
They got to predict, Skip.
Yes, they do. Chris Jones and Clark.
Everybody knows.
Honey Badger. They all say he's the GOAT. Skip. If you say everybody knows, then the pressure's on the kid.
Ain't no pressure on him.
Yes, there is. There's huge pressure.
He still don't realize. He doesn't even realize how good he is. Skip, what's known shouldn't have to be said.
I think he full well realizes how good he is, because that's how he's talking.
What's known doesn't have to be said.
Tom is one of the greatest ever, if not the great. Really?
Skip, I always go back to that Billie Holiday song. I love it. Okay. She said, hush, now don't explain.
Okay. So?
I shouldn't have to explain anything about my homeboy. You watched him over the last 3 years. What should I have to explain? What is it that you don't know that you need to know?
I don't know what she's talking about in the song.
Yeah, you know.
Well, is it because he was wayward? Yeah, okay. Well, I think most women would say, I need an explanation on that.
She said, no, don't explain. Don't explain.
Now, boy, who wouldn't want that woman,
You want that explanation. But anyway, Skip, look, because, see, when I try to explain it to you, all you going to do is say, you making it up, you lying. And so basically what she said, all you going to do is lie to me. So, I don't want to hear it. Don't worry about it. That guy right there on the left?
Yep. Well, he's impervious to pressure.
Skip, you feel pressure when you're unprepared, when you're not prepared for the moment. When they call it the pyrotechnic in red, white, and gold. Boom.
Are you suggesting that with 2 weeks to prepare that Tom Brady will not be prepared for this game?
As a matter of fact, he'll be overly prepared.
I would think so.
Brian Westbrook, I think that's, he said, Andy Reid normally for a Super Bowl, he sleep 2-3 days in his office, coming up with that thing, like the Minority Report. You remember that Tom Cruise movie?
Yep. Okay.
Which means I see a 400. I see a 4 bill. I see Mahomes with 4 bills, Skip.
Really?
I see it with 4 bills.
Well, since he's favored by 3, I will bet 3 cases of Diet Dew with 3 points right here, right now. Do it.
We're going to do straight up.
Dew.
No, hold on, Skip.
But you have the courage of your convictions.
He going to get
you told me he's the GOAT. You just told me he's the GOAT.
A 10-time Super Bowl participant, a 6-time winner. He got double the touchdowns than anybody in the postseason passing.
Good.
The double the yards.
You convinced me.
Oh, exactly.
I'll take 3 for 3. Extremely fortunate to throw a late third-quarter interception in a Super Bowl down 20-10, and then followed up on the very next possession with an early fourth-quarter interception in the Super Bowl down 20-10 and lived to tell about it. And you know why he lived to tell? Because San Francisco was stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, and he went 3 of 11 in the fourth quarter for a grand total of 36 yards with an interception.